Hi everybody, Anthony Morgan's Training Academy. Today is about manipulation, and I say manipulation, understanding how to manipulate your joints to get more flexibility, more range of motion, and to where you don't get injuries. And I say that to say this. Yesterday I was doing a private lesson and one of my students put on a leg lever on me. Injured my leg, not bad, but enough to where I have a brace on it today. Within a week it'll be fine, and it got me to thinking, you guys out there that are training all the time, understand what your limitations are and understand that those limitations, you can always push those limitations further and not be limited by motion. It's like, stretching your wrist, okay? Constantly do that, okay? I do squats every day. I do hanging every day. I palm wash. This is called palm washing. I do this every day to keep my fingers activated, my thumbs activated, and it keeps me consistent contact with my hand. So if I'm trapping or something, I know exactly where my fingers are supposed to go. Now that is palm washing. The other ones are just working wrists so that I can maneuver this around. So if I hang over somebody's arm, I understand this principle, okay? So I will work here. Now a lot of times I'm just working shoulders. So these are called shrugs. So I will learn how to shrug. I will shrug. If somebody's throwing a punch, I can shrug. But I'm also working my shoulders. And that's why hanging is so good, is because it stretches that tendon out. So if you have like shoulder problems, hang and it will stretch that tendon out so you won't have the shoulder problems. Now, the other thing is just running, getting your arms to where you can stretch more. So if anybody does put an arm bar on you, it's like if you're really tight this way, start stretching that up a little bit. So if they do put an arm bar on you, or if you fall, that you're not going to break something. And I say break something. A lot of the older people, if they fall down, they don't know how to fall. They don't know how to relax. And so if you tense up, and trust me guys, I've been there before, okay? I've tensed up when I've gone down and I've injured myself. Well, now at this age that I'm at now, I'm starting to be a little bit more conscious to go back to how I was when I was, 6 to 12 years old. Okay, could I do the things I did then? No. But I want to strive to where I can do that, okay? To be able to climb a tree without having to think about it, to be able to jump off of a 5-foot, bankment and not hurt myself, to be able to go down and do grappling, to be able, if somebody put me in something to where I go, okay, that's too tight. But trying to get range of motion, and that's an important part for us, and it told me yesterday when he overstretched my knee that I'm like, oh, okay, my knees weren't flexible enough. It wasn't his fault that he pressed too deep on that. We do it every time. We do it, daily in class, to where we think there's more range than what there is. But keep that in mind. Constantly, stretch your, your fingers. Push on that little band there. Stretch them out. Constantly stretching, so you're not going to jam a finger if you put it out and somebody runs into it. Stretch them. Same with your toes. Spread your toes out. I wear moccasins most of the time. And the reason I wear moccasins is so my toes will spread out. Now, once your toes start spreading out, then you get a better range. You get more contact. You get more sensitivity in your feet, and you can feel more. But same with neck motions. Work your neck. Work your shoulders. Stretch more often. Okay, don't just, especially if you're sitting at a desk all day long. It's not going to be healthy for you. Get up, move around, get into some stretching. But so getting onto that, The other thing I want, I want to touch with you guys on today, sword, okay? Briefcase. The briefcase is just a symbol of, if I'm an office worker, okay, I will always have a sword. And I'm not literally talking about this, okay? I'm not literally talking about carrying a sword everywhere you go when you're carrying a briefcase. But being able to have that warrior spirit to where I know how to take care of myself. I know how to take care of somebody else. And so having a sword in one hand, having a tool in the other. Now, having a tool in the other hand, I might be a bricklayer, okay? I might be a doctor. Just because I'm a doctor or I'm a nurse, or that I'm a nurse, doesn't mean that I don't know how to take care of myself. Okay, so carrying a sword is a symbol of saying, okay, I'm strong enough to take care of somebody that's in need. Okay, I'm always carrying a sword. I'm always carrying a tool bag. I'm always carrying pliers, whatever it may be. I may be an auto mechanic, but there always has to be that sword on the other side. And I say sword just because of what this hand represents, is to protect those that can't protect themselves. So, keep that in mind. You guys don't have to go all out to go do, I've been training 55 years. I've studied 9 different arts, okay, and I'm proficient in 9 different arts. You don't have to do that, okay? All you have to do is just learn a little bit so that you can have that confidence. And when you walk into a room, you own that room. Okay, it's where so many of us, we don't have enough confidence, to walk in there and own that room and say, I'm here. And that only comes with, with training. So I encourage you guys to learn something. I mean, it doesn't have to be very much. It can just be short courses. It can just be, day to day watching YouTubes and trying to apply that. But let me say one thing to you guys. Watching YouTubes is great and wonderful, but if you're not adding action to watching that YouTube, I can watch all day long how to become a doctor and go, oh yeah, he needed, a surgical something. He needed, how to hook up a bag, but if I just watch it and I don't put the action into it, I'm never going to get any better. So I have to have a hands-on, say, oh, okay, now I understand. So getting out, and like I said, watching a YouTube is not the same as actually getting hands-on. And there's guys around that you can just, go in and I have guys come in here and, pay me for a private lesson. And I teach them a private lesson and they go on. They may want to learn something specific. Maybe how to work a butterfly knife, maybe how to properly hold a gun, how to swing a machete, okay, how to work a bullwhip, and I do that. And there's other guys around that do short courses like that too. So prepare yourself for battle, okay? Prepare yourself for battle. Are we expecting battle? No, but if battle comes to us, we are ready. Okay, so thanks guys for subscribing to my channel, and thanks for watching my channel, and I will see you guys tomorrow.